I don't know if I've got a solution, but I've certainly written about it. I mean, for me, one of the crucial points here is that we need to pay very close attention to the provenance of facts, to what authority they rest upon. And in a way, we need to try and sort of train ourselves and others up to recognize that facts are not neutral things. They're information plus context, and they will always be the end result of a particular process. You know, data is made, not found. The example I use in the book, in my effort to find something moderately politically neutral, is the height of Mount Everest. Now that is, there is a thing called Mount Everest, or that some people call Mount Everest, and it has a height, as in measuring in what we call meters, it's what we call its top from what we call sea level. So fair enough. But the interesting thing is, even with that simple example, the moment you dig into it a bit, you realize that according to Nepal and China, who each have different names for the mountain, of course, it's 8,848 meters. According to the United States Geographical Survey, it's 8,850 meters. Now, which one of those is a fact? What's the truth? And of course, in a way, the truth is this interesting thing where, to even gesture towards the truth, what we have to do is talk about, well, there's this mountain, and there are these governments, and there's this process of measuring that's got more accurate over time, and there's this one figure and there's this other figure. They both claim it's authoritative. Interestingly, it's really difficult to measure the heights of mountain because of snowfall, because of earthquakes, because sea levels vary, because the earth bulges, so actually somewhere in Ecuador may have the highest mountain, or maybe the highest mountain is a submerged volcano. And so far from having a fact out there that if only we could find it would save us, instead we realize we have accounts of processes by which, at the end of which is a claim, a truth claim. Now, in traditional philosophy, of course, knowledge is verified information, full stop. That's all nice and idealistic. But I think more and more what's useful is to say to people, well, there is a claim being made. There's a process that has produced that claim, especially in things like so-called big data, when all this data is produced as the result of a process. It's not just sort of organically magicked into the drives of server farms. It is created by a process. And so one of the best things we can do is say to people, well, look into that process if you can. Talk about why an authority claim is made, where this comes from, the provenance of it, how one might test it, what degree of confidence we can have in it, what the debates are around it, and so to sort of locate it in the processes of manufacture and debate.